Hello guys and welcome to episode 9 of my Endless Legend playthrough, playing as the Broken Lords. And today, well, we're going to be continuing with our expansion, of course. I actually don't have any settlers on the way to anywhere new, but we have continued to explore, and I think we might be attacking the Volters today. I'm going to finish the quest down here first by killing off these rumblers that we were attacking in the last episode. But then I'm probably actually going to hit the Volters here at their main city. So I'm not sure how difficult that's going to be, but it shouldn't be too hard. They're not very big. They don't have many units. We have a very, very good army. I might want to retrofit them first, but I can't do that unless I go back to my friendly territory. So that could be a waste of time. Anyway, I should be able to put my general or Baron Jocelyn Deval back into the army very soon. I probably absolutely ruined that name, so very sorry about that. But yeah, he should be able to command the army, again, the hero, and then we can kill off the Volters, so that should be great. In the meantime, however, I think we're all done, so let's move on to the next turn. And let's see what we have to do. So we've completed the reaping station. That allows us to build the blood crystal extractors, grass silk extractors, moon leaf extractors, quicksilver extractors, and titan bone extractors. So that's good. We should probably get to building those straight away. And construction complete in a couple of settlements. That's good. And well, the Volters are a bit concerned, I think, that I have a large army next to their city. So I wouldn't be surprised to see them kick me out of their lands very shortly. But let's go explore this ruin with this army. Nothing interesting. How annoying. Shall we move on? Nothing really to look at. There's not many ruins here. Maybe we can go have a look at this one. I'm really going to have to be careful with this army, though. I'm going to actually heal it up just in case it gets attacked. And in the meantime, let's have a look for places where we can spend our dust. So here we have the central market finishing. That's great. Let's add a couple of things to the queue. Let's add the dust filtration system. And what I'll do is I'll speed up the production of the borough streets. And the reason I'm going to do that is because it will unlock the expansion on these 3 tiles by the sea here. And that will make the dust filtration give us the extra bonuses from those tiles. So the exploitation there will help us gain that. Now, the other thing is I want to add the dust refinery and dust depository here. We also need to think about getting the villages built up, so I'm going to add those to the queue. It's pretty important that we do that sooner than later, actually. So how much is it going to cost to buy a population? 356. How much does it cost to build the settlements? 235. So I think I'm going to buy a couple of these out straight away, a couple of the Silic settlements, and that will give us the population there sooner than later, which is really good. So let's attack this Rumbler army. Complete our quest. Not sure if I'm going to auto-resolve this. I think I might. Probably best to do that. Yep, nice and easy. And we get the 25 Moonleaf. Okay. So, that's it. As they say, with mouse traps, it is often the second mouse that gets the cheese. Yeah, I never really thought about that, but yeah, that is very true. So, what I'm going to do with this army, I might send them back to friendly territory in order to retrofit first, and then we'll come back and destroy the Volters. I think that's probably the best course of action. As for this Dust Bishop, he was busy exploring, and I'm a bit concerned with pushing onto this land with the Dust Bishop, because if he gets caught out by a roaming army, that would be quite annoying. But you can see here the village has been pacified, so that's okay. That one doesn't need to be worried about. It's just any armies from the Draken here that could possibly come and spoil my day. So, yeah, as you can see, all those 4 buildings that I bought out are complete in Bilan. And that's boosted the population here to 6, 4 plus 2 at the top there, as you can see. And that's going to make things build a lot quicker. Now we can actually add another borough street to the queue. I'm not sure quite where I want to put it. No point really going for this grassland here, so going to head towards the production. And what else do we need to do? I guess we can buy out the last Silic settlement. Probably a good choice. And here, let's move towards this ruin. You can actually spot their next settlement. Now the thing is with the, what are they called? The roving clans, is that they can actually move their settlements around, I think. So that'll be quite interesting to see if they actually do that throughout the game. Let's get this army on the move. Can I upgrade these at all? They're all in tier 3. We haven't unlocked tier 4 yet. We haven't unlocked any tier 2 like specialized armor. So yeah, I think they're as upgraded as they can be. So when these guys get to shore, it's going to cost me 1,015 to retrofit the army because it's so large. But we can assign the hero to it now. So we're going to do that. And let's actually heal the hero, because otherwise I'll never get round to doing it. And this Dust Bishop can explore the ruin. And Power and Prestige, a new quest added. You have heard echoes of other empires and other cities who would compete with you for glory and renown. These rumours make your people restless. They would prefer that it is their city whose name is spoken with awe in taverns and markets across Uriga. And this feat is well within your grasp. So increase the fame of your city and the influence of your empire. Level up any district or city centre of your city Dutherad to its level 2, and we get rare armor for that. So that will unlock tier 1 armor made out of Mithrite or Hyperion, which is really, really good actually. A nice free tech there. So Dutherad. Where is Dutherad? Over here. So in order to get a level 4 or level 2 district, sorry, here's what we're going to have to do is add a couple of new boroughs to the side of this central district here, because a district needs to be surrounded by 4 boroughs in order for it to become level 2. So I would hurry that up if I could. I might actually move it up the queue so we get this quest done sooner than later. And we can also start building these Quicksilver deposits. I need to check where I can build those. Let's just quickly jump through the settlements and see if we can build them. I'm actually just going to make that go up there so I can see it better. Don't have to keep scrolling down. Titan Bones, yep, build that there, thank you very much. Belan, we can get the gold, of course. Adamantium. Actually, I don't know if I want to build that there. The reason I might not is because I'm going to get rid of this borough street that I had building, and I'm actually going to place it on top of the Adamantium. And that way, we will exploit the Adamantium without having to waste time building the extractor. So that's definitely worth doing. Let's add the titanium extractor there. Add Dardagar Quicksilver. We can work on. That's good. We can actually build 2 of those there. Wow. Another Quicksilver deposit. So much Quicksilver we're going to have. It's pretty ridiculous. And I think that's all. Let's see what army needs to be moved. I think it's just this one. Nope, that's been moved. It's this guy up here, my Dust Bishop. Let's send him to this ruin. And all is done for this turn. Right, so construction complete. We have the last Silic settlement being finished, which is nice. We have the Empire Mint being done there as well now, so we should get a little bit of a boost to our dust production. And what else do we have to do? So let's explore this ruin. 100 dust. Okay. Now I don't necessarily want to go near these settlements with all these armies about, so let's move back away from the settlement, and we'll go and see if there's any ruins up here in the top right of that province. continue that army on its way, and this one as well. Great. So far, so good. Now, if I'm going to try and win by expansion, I'm going to want to build some more settlers soon. But not just yet, because we are struggling with our happiness. And if I start expanding again, what happened a few episodes back will happen again, where we get negative happiness or approval. And that's really, really bad, because it will stop our production in pretty much every settlement. So we don't want to do that just yet, but I am going to increase the pop where I can. Let's see if there's any low settlements that can get a bit of a boost. Scathoun's on 4 pop. I think most of them are on 4 population. So let's actually boost it at Dutherad, because I need to get the District 2 here. And in order to do that, you need to have enough population in order to build enough borough streets. So I'm going to add a population there, and we'll wait like next turn to add it into other settlements. So that's pretty important that we do that. Like, population is like the primary force behind building up your civilization, so yeah, definitely important that we focus on that. Right, at Tiran, let's add a population here, and we'll add a population at Nyagor as well. Now, the other thing I need to do is actually save some dust in order to retrofit this army, so it's going to take me a couple of turns, I think, in order to do that, but you can see now on the map that my hero now carries the shield that I gave him in the last episode, so that's cool. And my Dust Bishop is being attacked by the Draken. How annoying. So we are going to retreat from that, of course. And we're going to run the hell away. I don't think... yeah, we can get onto water. That's good. If we get onto water, then they can't attack me, so just as well that we can. And the Dust Bishop will live to fight another day. So let's stay away from Sawmill. They are not very friendly, even though they are supposed to be a diplomatic nation. So it's going to take, I think, 3 turns in order for us to retrofit this army. Unless my dust production boosts a little bit. Maybe it would be worth doing that. In Scathoun here, or maybe in Ishimlaw, we could put a couple of guys over to dust production. Yeah, we'll do that. And in Dardagar, we'll do the same. So that's going to put it at 520. We need 1015, so that should be more than enough. Yes, there we go. Right, so a couple of turns, we're just going to save the dust. Dust refinery was complete though, so that has boosted our dust production a lot. And we can actually put these guys back to production. And I think we can do the same here. Yep, and we'll still have enough. That's great. So let's move on. Is there a ruin here? No, there's not. So, where are we going to go with this army instead? Maybe it'd be worth trying to meet up with this other Dust Bishop now. And maybe explore further down the bottom. But yeah, I need to consolidate my armies really, and then I can actually start attacking people. But it's good that we've explored the majority of the map now. I'm just going to leave this army where it is, and that should be fine. So let's move on to the next turn after we select a building for Smezroth. So let's get a borough street. We'll move towards the production tiles. And then we will add the public library, geomic lab, stronghold, inventory cantina, glory of empire, dust refinery, and dust depository. There we go. So now they have plenty to build. So the stalwarts in this army have leveled up. Good. Just before I'm going to retrofit them, which is great. Imperial Highways is done. That's very important, because now I can build the watchtower needed in order to complete our quest, our faction quest. So, Perilous Frontiers here. In your new region, build a watchtower and pacify all the minor nation villages or faction villages by whatever means necessary. That was at Tiran. So now we want to build a watchtower here. Let's put it on the end here. You can only build watchtowers on specific tiles. You can see they're marked by the little circle there with the watchtower thing on it. So yeah, we're going to do that, and I'm actually going to... Actually, no, before I use any of my dust, let's retrofit this army. Okay, so we only have 55 left, so we're not going to be able to hurry up the building of the watchtower just yet. Now, the great thing about watchtowers is they actually exploit the land that they are placed on. So in this case, this is going to give us 1 production and 4 science, which isn't great, you know, for us, but definitely worth building all the watchtowers if you have nothing else to build. And 6 turns until our empire plan. Let's have a look. It's going to cost me 1,260 in order to keep this plan as it is, and we really need the approval status. So might be worth moving a few population over to influence, and that way we will have more of it by the time the empire plan comes around. That's why it warns you. So we'll do it where we can. I think it's Scathown we can move a few population. Well, that actually moved quite a lot, but that should be fine. Let's do the same there. And now we're getting 156 a turn. That should be more than enough in 6 turns. Right, anyway, this army, let's stop exploring up that way. Let's come down to like this island or whatever, and I'll meet it up with this dust bishop, which can just clear this fog because it's annoying me. Bit of an OCD I've got going on there. But we'll get this army onto the sea, and then we can move towards the Volters, and they can be our first enemy in this game. Right, everything done again. And constructions are complete, that's great. And let's continue the gold and dye boosters. Is there any other boosters we can activate? No, there is not. But that's great. 575 dust per turn at the moment. Keep the armies on the move. And great. We got rid of all the fog there. So, we do have 574 dust. Let's build the watchtower there. I think that's in Tiran. It doesn't specifically tell you, but I think I remember that the new region that we colonized was Tiran. So yeah, going to build it there, and we'll see what happens. Don't really have enough dust to add another population anywhere, so let's move on to the next turn. Construction complete. The watchtower's done, and I think that will complete the quest. Yes, it did. So quest 3 complete. I think, yeah, Perilous Frontiers, Imperial necessities mean that you must expand your empire, even by means you do not like. Colonize, pacify, and be watchful. So completed objective. In your new region, build a watchtower and pacify all the minor faction villages by whatever means necessary. And we got the reward of a new hero. Great. So that means we can have 2 armies with a hero, which is perfect. Or I can make him a city-specific hero, so he like boosts the production in the settlement. But I never really found that like heroes are great for boosting like settlements. You can like upgrade them as they level in order to give bonuses to cities, but I've never found there anything as significant as having a hero on an army. Like heroes on armies are just like invaluable because they're such powerful units in comparison to when they're like in a settlement. Now if they're in a settlement and the settlement gets attacked, they still help, but in terms of like my position at the moment, I don't really need a defensive hero. So unless the Draken come around and start beating on me, I don't really need to worry. But either way, outcome: an emperor must occasionally accept the whims of others to avoid unrest. such as the demands of the Marquis and his rabble. I will grow the empire, but remain watchful and ready. So now we have new quest, part 4, A Kingdom Divided. I am trying to take solace in the fact that, at least, the answer has been made clear to me. The nobles and my subjects have given me an unspoken ultimatum. I remain the king and place the Marquis as governor of a great city, or I will be deposed and risk that he takes control of the whole empire. Growth and prosperity. I remain convinced that if I show these goals are obtainable by honourable and honest means, this obsession with draining life will fade. I am perhaps over-optimistic in regards to the venality of my citizens, but if I do not set an example, I fear that we will all become bloodthirsty ghouls wearing the trappings of civilization. Growth, development, a future full of hope. These are good messages, but ones that require tenacity and patience. To suck the life from another being, on the other hand, is quick, easy, and pleasurable. We shall see which one becomes the model for this kingdom. Whatever comes of the appointment of the Marquis as head of the city, it remains my duty to lead and guide the rest of the empire and prepare it for whatever future awaits us. So basically, if you haven't understood the story so far, the Broken Lords are based on the fact that they suck the life out of people in order to stay alive, and that's what they've become because of their obsession of dust. And dust is like the energy that builds everything in Uriga. So they're like obsessed by it, and they suck the life out of people in order to get like the dust energy, basically. Now, what this is trying to do is gain dust by other means. Like, you're kind of playing as a character that wants to change the empire into gaining dust by other means, basically. So you aren't as I don't know. So basically, you aren't vampires, which is kind of like the way it works. So anyway, the summary is: your subjects and advisors demand that you place the Marquis at the head of the city. Make sure the city and the empire survive the rule of this mountebank. Assign Disilluso to a city for 10 turns. Build up a district or city centre to level 2. So we're already doing that, which is good. So what I'll do is, in order to get this reward, which is a dust crematorium, it gives us +1 XP converted into dust on Empire, which is actually really cool. I'm going to assign my new hero, Disilluso here, the guy who wants to suck the life out of everyone, to the same settlement, Dutherad, that I'm building the level 2 district on. That's the word I was going for. So Disilluso here, you can see he looks a bit different. He has a bit of a different head there. Let's add accessories that improve his ability to govern settlements. So we'll go to this. We can add this one, the Quivering Circlet. You can see it gives +7 production, dust, and science on cities. So we'll add that. And we can also add different ones. You can see +1 science per population on city. We don't actually need that. We'll go for the dust one though, because we're not going to be placing anyone in science just yet, I don't think. So we don't need that. Although I think that's the only settlement increasing one that we can have. So yeah, may as well add it for now. His armor isn't particularly important, but we may as well upgrade him. Do we want to give him the shield? I guess we do. And the new sword. There we go. Perfect. So he's going to boost the production in this settlement a little bit, give us a little bit extra dust as well, and hopefully we'll have the Borough Streets finished soon enough in order to make that a level 2 district. So he's now available. Can he be leveled up at all? Let's have a look at his skill tree actually. No, he's only level 1, so he will level up pretty soon, because when they're in settlements and they're like overseeing a settlement, they do get XP over time, so we will be working off that. Right, let's move this army down still. The Dust Bishop can move across. We'll keep him on the water for now. unless it's quicker to go over land. I think it's a bit too risky. So we'll continue to go round. And that is all. Okay, so may as well add a population with the rest of this dust. We'll put it in Smezroth. And can we afford to do it in Bielan as well? No, we can't. So we'll wait till next turn. That will do. So the Borough Street's finished in Smezroth now. Let's add the right-of-way to the production now. Now the right-of-way will allow us to trade between settlements. We should have been doing this earlier on because it's quite important to trade in this, just like it is in Civilization. It does give you quite a few bonuses, but yeah, now we can do it, so, you know, I haven't really missed out on much. And we'll add another Borough Street there to the queue if we want to build that later on. So let's add another population there in Belan. And can we add one elsewhere? We might need to add another one in Duthrad in order to take advantage of another Borough Street. But we're going to wait for the Empire plan to kick in first, and then I can change the influence people here back to production. That's what I'm waiting for. And let's get these guys on shore. And we'll see if we can attack the Volters. At the moment, I don't think they have any units half as leveled up as I do, because they haven't really been going anywhere. Right, so just ended the turn there. We've got lots of dust to work with. Do I want to add the people in there yet? Probably not yet. So going to avoid doing that. Let's speed up the production maybe of this Borough Street though. I think that's worth doing. And we can actually add another population somewhere else. I'm really concerned. Well, that's actually a Volta army. So if I attack down here at Weverlin, they are going to attack me at Tololian. That is something to consider. Maybe if I can buy out a Stalwart. No, that's going to cost me a lot of cash. That's like 1,200 needed. Definitely going to add that to the front of the queue though. Going to take this guy out of that and put him into production. We're going to add another population here to boost that even more. 7 turns until the Stalwart is complete. Important that we get that done before declaring war on the Volters. Sure. So move on this army. He'll soon be able to siege it, but not just yet. And all is done. Okay, so the Alchemy Workshop now complete in terms of research. We've come all the way around and finished them all, so that's good. Let's now go for the cargo docks. Now the cargo docks are great because they technically class as a district, but you can put them on water. And by doing that you can make tiles or boroughs that are adjacent to sea tiles level 2 boroughs by using cargo docks. And that's really important. So especially considering I'm exploiting sea tiles a lot, it's definitely worth me getting the cargo docks there complete. We're only 2 technologies from level 4 era, so we're going to work towards that as well. The other thing that we might want to do is get these science things, the statistical methods and the fluid biomechanics. Both worth getting. Also the highway outposts here, I think also pretty good. Lookout towers, we get the upgrade there for, which basically boosts watchtowers, I think. Or are they something different? I'm not entirely sure. But anyway, yeah, we're going to add all those to the queue. So that will be 2 techs, and we'll get the level 4 techs, and then we can revise what we're going to do. But Ildan Disilluso has leveled up, so let's go towards what skill do we want him to get? Now the thing is, I'm not entirely sure like the best route to go. Like Dust Diviner, you can see get like a maximum of +3 on terrain with dust, which can be like really good in certain settlements. But it's not, I don't think it's anywhere as good as like getting like the extra life on units, for example. You can boost the life of your units by 100 by having them in the army. You can boost their defense by like 25% there. The hero bonuses in an army just seems so much better. So I am going to avoid going towards these for now. Well, actually, the +15% dust there on cities is actually really nice if we just went straight up towards that. Let's go with the aquatic dust, and then we'll go towards Dust Diviner. We'll max that out. We'll maybe skip Mining Authority, although the resource on deposit's really good. I'm not sure. We'll keep this guy as a hero on a settlement then, just so that I can show it off to you guys. And also I'm pretty interested to see how effective it would be by the end of the game. So yeah, we'll go for that with Disilluso there. And we can always buy another hero if we need one. Now at Duthrad, now that we've completed the borough streets there, we do need another population, I think. Yes, so I'm going to add one there, and then we can build the final borough. That's good. And I'm going to put that to the top of the queue. Can make that go up like that, so it's a lot easier. 22 turns that's going to take. I think next turn we impose the Empire plan, so we can move all those population to production. It won't be so bad. Let's jump this army onto this island, and we'll start exploring the ruins while this Dust Bishop catches up. But anyway, unfortunately, that has been my time, so I am going to have to leave it here. We have a lot to do in this campaign still. We are making some really good progress, which is great. We're coming through our quest very nicely, and yeah, we should be able to complete the next part of it next turn, or next couple of turns maybe, yeah. So that's going to be good. Anyway, for now, that's all. So thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.